Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Live Chat with Arrows. In this live chat with Arrows, we strive to give you as much information as possible to help you realize your dream of studying abroad. And today, our topic will be on some of the scholarships opportunities that you can have if you would like to study in Malaysia. I would like to focus both international students and also particularly for local university students in Malaysia as well. But before we go there, I would like to introduce what Arrows Education do. We are basically an education consultancy and agency. We help you find applications into your dream university in your dream country. We cover over 30 countries around the globe and working with over 2,500 higher education institutes across the globe, offering thousands of courses in all fields from K-12 to PhD. We are the most affordable support service that you can find in order for you to realize your dream of studying abroad. So how it works, go to our website, arrowstransactions.com. In our website, there is an application form that you can complete, upload all your documents like your results, maybe your graduation transcript, and any relevant documents that the application form requests. Send it to us and contact us on WhatsApp. We'll reach out to you. Pay up any fee, application fee that would be applicable. We will proceed to apply for you and receive admission offers and also work with you to get your visa for the travel. And so don't be afraid to reach out to us on our social media accounts, arrowstransactions.com, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, Arrows Education. We are also on TikTok and also reach out to us on WhatsApp as well. Our consultants are highly trained and they know exactly what you need in order to have a very successful, high success rate for your application to your dream university. So these are some of the countries that we cover across the globe, especially in Asia, China, Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, United Arabs of Emirates. These are places that you can consider as well, and all across Europe, North America, and even Australia, New Zealand, and Mauritius. So these are countries that may be in your bucket list to check off to travel, right? So why don't you realize this dream, studying and traveling at the same time? So reach out to us. Our consultant will be happy to help you with that. And so without further ado, this is what we'll do today. We are looking at scholarships in Malaysia. How are you going to afford your education here in Malaysia? First of all, studying in Malaysia, in universities in Malaysia, are extremely affordable compared to a lot of countries. Malaysia offers one of the most affordable higher education around the globe and even in Asia region. And moreover, you have plenty of scholarship opportunities that you can apply to fund your dream of studying in Malaysia. And so there are several types of scholarships that are available for you. First of all, government scholarships, basically scholarships that are offered by Malaysian government. They're usually reserved for local citizens. They are generally funded by ministries or agencies. They often cover full coverage, cover full scholarships. But it comes with a service bond. That means you have to work for the government in certain departments of the government agencies. They're usually very competitive and very prestigious. You usually need to be like the cream of the crop to get this. So it's a bit harder to get a government scholarship. Next, we also have foundations and NGO scholarships. These are provided usually by organizations that has a huge impact in Malaysia arena, in generally in the corporate world and in the government service. They're provided by organizations like Yayasan Khazanah, Yayasan TNB, and Budimas. These are usually government-linked institutions that wants to give back to the society. They are often very merit and need-based, which means they would reward these scholarship based on the results that you have, or they will reward you based on the need that you have as well. So if you score really well and you belong to maybe a low income family or low middle income family where affording a higher education can be quite challenging for you. And so these scholarship usually takes these into consideration, and they do their best to provide for less fortunate students. They usually, some of them actually focus on leadership and community service. So if you are able to display certain traits of leadership or in communities, in society, in extracurricular activities, that adds a lot of point as well. The third kind of scholarship would be corporate scholarships. These are fully private scholarships that are offered. They're offered usually by companies like Petronas, Maybank, CIMB, Shell. These are very high value, high income private corporate entities that is able to afford to provide scholarships privately to students. They are usually targeted at a future talent pipelines, which means they are willing to invest in certain high performing students with the hope that they will come back to serve in the company. And so they usually is some kind of bond that they sign that at the completion of your studies, you will continue to work for the company. It usually also includes internship or job placement. If there is internship required in your course study, they will require you to come into the organization to do a time of internship with them, which actually plays well because internship can be hard to secure, and once you get into scholarship like this, that is already secure. And finally, you also have university scholarships, usually offered by public and private universities. Some of them may be automatic, which basically, I do know of certain private university, that gives certain amount of fee waiver based on your results. So if you score really well in a public exam or in entrance exam, they would consider waiving about 40, sometimes even up to 70% of your tuition fee. These are usually merit based, and they are also based on application as well. So once you secure a placement in a particular university, they usually announce this, and you can start applying for it, and then your application might be considered, and you might get them. You might get scholarships in sports, in arts, and research awards. So these are some of the things that would be really helpful once you get into university, and should pay attention to such offering in the university. So what scholarships in Malaysia typically cover? Like I mentioned before, some scholarship offers full or partial tuition fee, covering 100%, sometimes 70, 50% of your tuition fee based on your qualification. That scholarship also provides monthly living allowances, usually about 1,000 to 1,005 a month. Some of them even gives you a travel allowance especially for overseas placement. They would pay you for a return ticket for the first year that you go into the university, and the completion of your study, the flight back to Malaysia, or your country of origin. They usually also gives you allowance to purchase books, laptops, and give you even research grants if you are doing research-based scholarship as well. Some, especially corporate scholarships, they provide leadership training or even mentorship program that you may be required to take part in, which in my opinion, highly recommended to take all this leadership training and mentorship program, because there are a lot of things that university doesn't really teach you in a lecture hall. So these are really good training that you should totally sign up for. So who can apply? First of all, most Malaysian scholarships are very well reserved for Malaysian. And so if you're Malaysian, most of the government and corporate scholarships are for you. So seize all this opportunity. Do really well in your public exams or any entrance exam that you may be taking. And this scholarship would be within your reach. For international students as well, there is plenty of scholarship available. For example, MIS, MTCP, some university-specific awards. Every university in Malaysia, for the sake of scoring certain ranking around the world, they are required to take in certain amount of international students. In this case, they would be very willing to offer some level of scholarship for international students who would consider studying in their university. ASEAN or Commonwealth citizens, if you are from a country among the Southeast Asia or around the area, or you are a citizen of a Commonwealth country, you may be prioritized for certain scholarship as well. Finally, special groups, athletes, artists. In Malaysia, we call the B40 students, which means you are in the lower income group of the country, the lower about 40% income group of students in Malaysia. All rural applicants. We have a lot of rural students that lives in areas where education can be relatively difficult to access. And so they would offer to special groups like these as well. So regardless of which group you're in, scholarship is really precious, and don't be afraid to apply for them. You know, you will never know where your scholarship may come from. So if you see them, seize this opportunity to apply for them. So the key considerations, in which scholarship that you would like to accept. In most cases, you can only accept one scholarship at one time, and so each scholarship may be different as well. It may look very different from scholarship to scholarship based on their requirements and their regulations. First of all, take note of the bond obligations. Many of these government and corporate scholarship, they require you to return to their service after graduation. They usually signs a contract with you at your graduation. You need to serve the government or the corporate for 2 years, sometimes up to 5 years, as you know, as a return of their investment. After all, they invested heavily on you. They expect that you'll be able to contribute your talents back into the company. Think about also what is the academic the academic criterias. Some of the bonds will have certain requirements for certain scores that you have to maintain. For example, some certain scholarship requires you to maintain at least a 3.2 CGPA in your exam. Some focus purely on grades. Some also value leadership as well. They might put in a requirement for you, like, hey, you have to take up certain position in certain student club. You have to put in some certain hours of community service. Yeah, and also sometimes depends on your financial need as well. So those are some of the consideration that you may have to take in. Think about the application timing as well. Usually there is a month or 2 months of application window, and each scholarship opens the window a bit differently. But most of the scholarship that I have found has always been somewhere around mid-April to end of June. And so the deadlines can be very some even take in application about 6 to 12 months before the next intake of university as well. So take note on the application timing. These are things that Arrows will be able to advise you and give you heads up on these opportunity. So reach out to us and consult us on things like this. Language requirements. Some of them will require you to have certain English proficiency in your results as well. For example, IELTS and TOEFL. These are so you have to score certain grades in all these proficiency tests. They especially for international applicants, especially if you're coming from generally not a non-English speaking country. English is very useful in Malaysia, so make sure you brush up on that, and train yourself up, and get certain this bare minimum of requirement on your English. So these are some of the things that you might have to take in consideration when you apply for a scholarship. Okay, with all that, these are the general overviews of scholarship, but I also want to bring some of these available scholarship to your attention as well. So, man, just three major scholarship that I would like to highlight. These are things that you may even look at on the internet, or come and consult us. We will even give you more than just these three scholarship that you might be interested in. The first scholarship is Malaysia International Scholarship. I want to talk about MIS first. This being the most accessible for international students. If you would like to study in Malaysia from another country, this would be your best bet, right? Malaysia International Scholarship provides scholarship for international students, particularly on research, masters or PhD. If you are pursuing a master or PhD, and your age is below 40 or 45, depending on what you're taking, and you maintain a good CGPA more than 3.0 or second class upper, and there is a very high requirement for IELTS, more than 6.0, and come with a research proposal, right? Especially for research-based program, in masters and PhD, these are the requirements. So if you are thinking of pursuing master or PhD in Malaysia, MIS is one of the best scholarship that you can think of. It pays your full tuition directly to the university and even gives you 1,500 per month living allowance, as you pursue education here in Malaysia. Yeah, some of the participating university that you can find is accepting this scholarship. First of all, our highest ranking one would be University of Malaya. is one of the most prestigious public university in Malaysia that you can consider. UKM as well, one of top ranking one, and my personal alma mater, University Science Malaysia. And so this would be these are the top ranking universities in Malaysia, as well. Check out also UPM. It's also a public university where this MIS is applicable. We also have private university, for such as University Tenaga Nasional. This is our energy company university. We also have UTP, University Technology Petronas, specializing in oil and gas and other subjects as well. MMU, Multimedia University, as well as in CF. Basically, these are the university that you can take a look at, and these are one of the few of the top universities that MIS is able to cover. There are many, many more universities in and around Malaysia that is acceptable to apply to. So for that, that is scholarship that's available for you as an international student pursuing a master or PhD. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a message, your question in the comment below, or reach out to us, and we will be happy to take your questions as well. Now, coming to the one of the most prestigious scholarships, even during my time as an undergraduate student, JPA scholarships are one of the most prestigious. It is generally offered to top scoring students in their respective pre-university studies, as well as the top few students that they may find themselves in university. And so JPA scholarship is something that you can consider applying for. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, JPA scholarships are only available for Malaysian citizens. So if you're a citizen of Malaysia, this is exclusively for you. If you're able to get a very excellent academic results, usually straight A plus in your SPM, or your CGPA more than 3.75, if you're applying for postgraduate studies, it just requires really excellent academic results. In Malaysia, sometimes even with 9A plus in SPM doesn't necessarily guarantee you a spot in getting JPA scholarship. Some of them, I've known people who have scored 10 to 12 A plus in their SPM, and these are like really the cream of the crop. And so, but don't be discouraged by your results. Put in your sub application. Who knows? You might be who they are looking for. JPL scholarship also actually takes in consideration of your activity in co-curricular activities. For example, if you're a Boy Scouts, if you're in the Boys Brigade, or you have been part of Students Club, Debate Club, these are extracurricular activities that that is able to bring out certain traits of your leadership. They take a look at that as well. So if you're able to showcase that you have this leadership skill, no problem. It gives you a better chance at getting this scholarship. There's some psychometric tests and interviews that you have to go through. If you are shortlisted for the scholarship, they will invite you for an interview, sometimes 2 interviews that you have to prepare for. I know this actually makes some of my friends really nervous when they're called for this interview, because they want to be their best, and they really want to get this scholarship as well. And also it requires that you have no other sponsorship from other agency, which means you cannot be a recipient of two scholarship at the same time. And I unfortunately personally was not eligible for it. First of all, I did not apply for it because I did not know of such things, or rather I just let the opportunity slip past me. But don't let that be don't let that be your case, right? Reach out to us. We'll let you know when JPA scholarship opens again for application, usually in May to June period. And so, and reach out to us. We'll help you process through or work through this application process as well. Some of the what JPA scholarship covers: full tuition, gives you monthly living allowance. This is for sure. Your monthly living allowance is going to be really handsome. I know of a few JPA scholarship literally have no problem living month to month with more than enough, simply from this monthly allowance from the scholarship. It covers your travel expenses, your pre-university preps, for example, your certain classes or language training that you have to go through, especially if, let's say, you have received an offer to study abroad, right? So JPS sends you abroad as well. And so certain countries would require you to have certain language training. JPS scholarship covers that training for you as well, covers your insurance and your visa costs when you apply for overseas international universities. Uh, Most JPS scholarships are bonded, so these are some of the the things that you have to take note as well. You would typically require you to serve in public sector or government-linked companies assigned by JPA themselves. All right, and so usually I think it's a 5 year, 3 to 5 year bond, depending on which field you are in. Uh, yes, but typically it's no more than 10 years you are required to serve. If you breach that bond, you are required to pay the scholarship in full repayment with interest, which means if you have been awarded 50,000 for the scholarship, you have to pay back that 50,000 for breaking the bond with interest as well. So if you are a recipient of JPS scholarship and that's not something that you mind doing, yeah, I think JPS scholarship is for you. Personally, if you get a job right out of the gate of university graduation, right, I think that's already a win for you. If JPS already given you a job for the next 5 years, I think that's still kind of a win for you, because I do know a lot of university students coming out and graduating and not being able to find a job in the immediate 1 to 2 years of their career. And so having a job already secured right out the gate might be to your advantage, so that's always good. There are several tracks in JPA scholarship as well. There is a program for SPM leavers, LSPM. Basically, for SPM leavers with more than 9 A's plus, covers your pre-university, your undergraduate study in local or private universities. Usually includes it takes in consideration whether you're doing A levels, STPM, matriculasi, asasi, foundation. So these are the different pre-university studies that is available in Malaysia. Uh, Sometimes it also covers a convertible loan. That means you have taken a loan and you have been selected for JPS scholarship. They can convert your loan to a full scholarship as well. If you're a top 30 SPM scorers around the nation, around Malaysia, you are eligible under Penajaan, Program Penajaan Nasional or PPN. Basically, you are on a fast track of getting a JPS scholarship, and you basically receive a scholarship for this, and you're given a bond, and provides you with leadership training and mentorship as well. So these are like fast track for the elites, 30 top scorers around Malaysia. We also have a special track for Japan, for Korea, for France, and for Germany. This is a special program basically for students pursuing STEM or social sciences in these countries. So this program is very special because it includes a language training and a cultural immersion program. That means it provides you training for the language, because these countries basically speaks a very different language other than English, and they require you to learn that language as well, and you've been required to learn their culture as well. Again, it requires you to come back to Malaysia and serve in government-linked sectors, especially if you are in STEM fields. All right, so that's all about JPA scholarship. If you have heard about it, so that would be something that you can take in consideration. Next, I want to take a look. We want to take a look at Yayasan Khazanah Global Scholarship, right? So Yayasan Khazanah Global Scholarship, if we can have it on the screen here, basically it's another very prestigious scholarship. For context, Khazanah is a really is the largest government-linked investment companies. They have plenty of businesses and invest in a lot of businesses around Malaysia and around the globe. They manage certain funds from the government in order to generate wealth for the country. And they set up these trust funds that disseminate scholarship to send students overseas and internationally to pursue studies. Right? It's a fully funded scholarship for exceptional Malaysians to pursue. It provides A-level studies in their college called College Yayasan UEM, and from there you take the A-level study, which leads to an undergraduate studies abroad. So if you get Yayasan Khazanah Global Scholarship, you are basically on a fast track to studying abroad as a Malaysian, right? And so, so if you are able to get this, if you are pursuing a postgraduate study, you would be able to do this in some of the top tier global universities, right? So I don't know if you can recognize some of these logos on the screen here, right? We have Oxford, we have Harvard, all right. We have MIT, we have Stanford, we have University of Melbourne, University of Singapore. So these are really prestigious international university abroad, and so with this scholarship, you'll be able to pursue a study in these universities. I know of a senior back then who got a scholarship to pursue postgraduate study in I believe to be Imperial College, right? Imperial College in UK, and so through this scholarship as well, and it's really you really need to be the top performer in university to get this. So work hard for this, and get yourself into one of these scholarship as well. It covers 100% of the tuition fee, so you don't have to worry about that. They give you a certain amount of living allowance as well. Depending on the countries that you've been sent to, the amounts may vary. It covers your accommodation and your resource fees. It provides leadership training and job attachment with Khazanah Link organization. So basically any organization that Khazanah has an investment in, they might place you there to work with those organizations. They provide professional development and mentorship programs as well. And so basically a scholarship that covers everything, right? So pay good attention to when application opens for the scholarship. So there are few tracks. There are the A-level tracks and the postgraduate tracks. As I mentioned before, for A-level tracks, you basically are pursuing a pre-university study until you complete an undergraduate study abroad. To be eligible for this, you have to be a Malaysian citizen that is less than 18 years old, which means you have to complete your regular studies before 18 years old to get this. You score a minimum of 8 A's, either A or A plus in SPM or IGCSE. So these are really bare minimum for scholarship most of the time. And you have to show a very strong result in the core subject, especially your Malay language, which is our national language, your English, your history, and your mathematics. So these are really the 4 core subjects for Malaysians that you really have to show really strong aptitude for these subjects. You also have to be able to showcase that you've been really active in your co-curricular activities, in social and even in volunteer activities. And the requirement is that you have to take their A levels with college Yayasan UEM. Uh, Basically, this means that your A level is set, right? They covers your A level. They tell you to which college that you should attend. This college is it's not bad by itself, you know. And so pursuing an A level in this college that they appointed is not a bad deal after all. And so you have to attend this A level before you can be sent to an approved overseas universities. And of course, you have to score well when you are pursuing your A level. There is a certain level of scores that you have to maintain in order to be able to continue for your undergraduate studies overseas. So if you get this, congratulations, but your hard work is just about to start, right? So don't think if you're set for this scholarship, you're set for life. So you still have to be on your toe and work hard for it. If you're pursuing a postgraduate study as a Malaysian citizen, the postgraduate track would be available for you. Your bachelor degree must show to be able to score a second class upper or CGPA more than 3.5 and above. You must have already received an admission or conditional offer to an approved university. They will have a list of universities that they approve. If you already have like an admission offer, show it to them, and then you'll be eligible to apply for this postgraduate track. You also must, same as the A-level track, demonstrated some leadership qualities and potentials in community involvement, right? And so, yeah, don't. I think you've seen the pattern long enough. You know, you often enough that you are not just required to really study well and have good grades. You also need to pay attention to what you do in your own free time as well. What do you do on Saturdays, right? Do you join some of these student clubs and activities and extracurricular activities that's offered in your school? Do you offer to serve in the community? If you're able to showcase that you're actually involved in those things, you know, these are really good plus scores for any scholarship application at all. So you can put this into your resume and it will look really good for you in your application. So these are something that that you should really take note of. So if you're still studying, you still have time to pursue for it. If not, don't be discouraged. Again, go for it. Sometimes you do not know. Um, uh, it just requires you to have a leap of faith to put in an application. If it doesn't get through, you lose nothing, right? You lose nothing. Okay, and that's all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for following through our live chat with Arrows today. And some these are only a few, only 3 scholarships that I've highlighted. There are many more that you can actually consider applying, especially if you're an international student. It's not just that one scholarship that I mentioned. It's not just MIS. There is a lot of other scholarship, especially offered by private corporates as well. So please reach out to us and we will help you find out as much information as we can to so that you can put in application for this scholarship. Studying in Malaysia is really a pleasant experience. I personally graduated from a local university. And studying in Malaysia, you have the advantage of being really affordable in a country that's really affordable. Living expenses, it can be quite low as well comparatively. And you have a really great opportunity to experience a very, very culturally diverse yeah, culture here in Malaysia as well. And so if you like to reach out to us, please feel free to contact us on our WhatsApp on +60, which is a country code for Malaysia, 1121748309. I repeat, +60 1121748309. So reach out to us on WhatsApp. and we will guide you through a process of submitting your application. And our consultants would be happy to gather information for you. Let us know where your dream is, what your dream is, you know. And I would love to study in Canada. I really look forward to that universe, to that country. And look at this. This is in France that I visited, you know. And in Europe, if that's a place that you would really dream to study, um, but you're limited by resources, you're limited by certain factors, uh, don't be afraid as well. Come reach out to us. Let us help you figure out certain ways that you might still be able to make your dreams come true. For those who are watching this and you're still pursuing your study, I wish you all the best in all your pursuit, especially in your academic pursuit. Do well and do your best while you can, because with a better results, with better activities in your extracurricular activities, you have better options. You would get more chances and more doors are open for you. It's always better to have options than to have none at all, right? And um, so yes, these are some of the opportunities that you can have studying in Malaysia. And so feel free to reach out to us. And so without if there's no other questions from the internet, from those who are watching here, yeah, I guess, yep, I guess we will see you next week. Next week we will have another session of professional roundtable. We will be interviewing in professional roundtable. We typically interview professionals who are in the field, giving you a really real touch on the ground for certain um, industry, so that when you make your decision about which field that you want to like to go for, that you know what you should be expecting as you graduate from that particular field. And besides professional roundtable as well, Arrows Education strives to give you the latest information on helping you to make your decision. So look at the screen here. We have a QR code. Scan this, fill out the form, and we'll reach out to you as soon as possible. Okay, with that, that is the end of our live chat with Arrows. My name is Joash. It's been a privilege to be able to share this with you, and I would love to see you next week. Goodbye.